Yes, you made it.
All right, shalom to elect Israel. To the hopeful elect Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, On this, like so, look like the nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. Want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Name of the Heavenly Father, who everybody ignorantly calls God. His true name in the ancient Hebrew, which is the Rawchaa Qadash. His true name is Yahawah. Bahasham means in the name of. Yahawashi is the Holy One of Israel, everybody ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, the so-called Negro from the tribe of Judah who has slain at the foundation of the earth for the salvation of the elect of Israel. Then you got 2/3 of the wicked Israelites here in America, Babylon the Great, and the other wicked Israelites scattered across the four corners of the earth that will come back to the loins of the elect after the destruction. The Rawchaa Qadash, the Holy Spirit that has been bestowed upon the men, the Heavenly Father gave his only begotten Son out of the world to complete this work. So we always want to give double honors to those and apostles of great millstone, lead us all to this truth. Been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness and wrath to all, so part of the elect to the hopeful elect. Lord, when we part of that number, Lord, when we be edifying those who fear in the name of the Lord, strive to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah 3:5, it is not slack. 2 Peter 3:9, unto a ring, second Ezra 5, verse 42. Shalom, now you should say believers out there tuning in here and on after Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash, Atham. And we're going to get into a various end time topic lesson. The title is Some Men Count Slackness and the Terrifying Reality That Jacob's Trouble is Near. And let me fix this a little bit. And, we're going to go over a particular, person who has the idea that we could be here for another 1,000 years. And that's just not biblical. It doesn't tie in with what the Lord promised us. So we're going to go into that. I thought I'd grab my notebook for my notes. Hold on. All right. So as I was saying, a lot of people have this thought made up in their mind that the end is not near of this age, this particular kingdom that we're living in, which is the revived Roman Empire, which is America, Babylon the Great. And, as Jake maneuvers in this place, he doesn't understand the things around him and what's going on in the earth and what the Lord promised us. So we're going to deal with those things today. Lord willing, is edifying to the flock. I'm going to get right to it. So this guy, they call him Gorilla Hebrew, Alazar, he's a head of the Sicardi camp, okay? And he mentioned some things that we're going to address. So Lord willing, is edifying to the flock.
Definitely real, for sure.
I want to go back to what you said about the end times, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said after quote unquote Jesus, or what is called Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
after he passed away, that's when the end times began, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So you genuinely believe we're in the end times?
For sure. 100%.
I mean, my thing is, how long can the end times last? Because I mean, we're talking about when
2,000 years. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm saying, so like, how long do these end times really last?
Well, it's hard to say, but we do know, according to scripture, a day to the Lord is 1,000 years. So it's been 2,000 years to humanity, but to God it's been 2 days. It says by the third day that he would rise, we would rise up again. So
he's saying, which he's not going off in this point, he's saying that a day to the Lord is 1,000 years. That's correct. But he's going to mention some other stuff that is not biblical. And we're going to prove it to you that we ain't got no 1,000 years, because he said he's going to cut the time short in various scriptures.
So I would say in about 3,000 years. So anywhere between now and 1,000 years from now, it can be over.
So there's a good possibility we might not even be able to see the return of Jesus Christ.
That's possible, yeah, for sure. I'm not like saying, hey, a doomsday preacher, hey, look, get ready, nigga, it's happening tomorrow. Yeah. Nah, it could. And if I take a look at the prophetic timeline and what's going on in the world right now, it's looking pretty good for us, but you know, things can change.
So what does that happen
when anybody says?
So he's trying to claim that, you know, basically there's slackness in the prophecy, you know, and you know, it's always these Israelites that have a good following and they have a lot of money, you know, and, you know, they always stem from GMS and make up their own doctrine. And this guy is the same dude who he claims that the book of Esther isn't biblical. Same guy who had a breakdown about 2/3 of Israel going all the way off, you know. So these type of people, they've taken the doctrine that was given by elders and apostles and they've changed it. And that's why they're counting slackness and the terrifying reality that Jacob's trouble is like almost here. And how you gonna know is when we start teaching, when we stop teaching. That's gonna be when you know, like, it's real soon. We ain't gonna be waiting no 1,000 years, and we're gonna prove it. And you can know by what Esau Edom does, because it said Proverbs chapter 24, verse 20. Man's going to the Lord. How can a man understand his own way? We've done videos going into timelines dealing with World War I, World War II, and World War III. And it said the second woe is past and the third woe coming quickly. And woe means destruction. I was talking about World War I, II, and III. You can find that scripture I just quoted in Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. And it goes into it's coming quickly. You know, ain't no 1,000 years going to be before World War III pops off. They talking about World War III in the headlines right now. They talking about stuff can change. No, it's not. He's gathering the nations as he said he would. The Euphrates rivers dried up. There's been Nile rivers turning into blood, and there's beach whales all over the place and plagues everywhere. There ain't gonna be we gonna possibly be here 1,000 years. So for Jake, you know, new people coming into the truth, don't believe in some of these prophets, man, because they're talking to you like it's not something that, you know, it's close, that you need to be prepared for. This is going to happen in our lifetime, and it could happen within the next 5 years because we're seeing everything play out. And Trump is going to push World War III, man. And we're going to show you that he's going to. So first, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, you know, heads of GMS, they went and explained a couple things, and then we're going to go into some precepts.
Okay, I got one right here.
You turned this knowledge as truth. You became a hustle prophet, like Apostle Dar calls him. That's his words. You became a hustle prophet, right?
Yeah, because a lot of people, I don't know what kind of money you're bringing or whatever, but the guys that's bringing in a lot of money,
bringing a lot of money.
You know, there's a question mark there, bro. You know, hey, heaven can wait type of thing.
Oh,
we want the fuck up out of here, brother. We don't want to. Hey, that's why the prayer in Proverbs 30, give me neither poverty nor riches.
Yeah.
What would happen if you doing good?
You forget about the Most High.
Forget about the Most High.
Right.
At least I deny him.
At least I deny him. Yep.
Hey, wait a minute. Ain't he the Hebrew in the Hellcat? Remember that?
Okay, so the apostles were going into what? They were saying, if you're living comfortable here, then what's the point of wanting to get out of here? It talked about that in Isaiah, the 19th chapter, verse 19 and 20, it talked about there will be an altar in the midst of the land of Egypt. And we know this is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Okay? When you go into Revelation chapter 11, verse 8, this place is spiritually Egypt. This is the new captivity for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. This is the main captivity for us here. Okay, this is the new Egypt, and Esau, even the so-called white man, is the new Pharaoh. Okay.
ready. The third temple.
Hold on. And basically, what they're saying is, if you're comfortable here, you got money, you living good, you know, that's a problem. Because we have a prayer that strictly says, like they said in Proverbs chapter 30, bring me neither poverty nor riches, because we want to see this place go down. We don't want to keep staying here and being in captivity. But when you're a Jake and you got a lot of money and you making good followings and all that, and you comfortable here, you're not going to be in any kind of haste to get out of here or see this kingdom fall. And this is how you know a lot of these prophets, they're not really serious on, you know, pushing the word of Yahawashi. Now we're going to show you a couple things that's showing you what Esau Edom is doing, so-called white man, and other things going on in the earth to show you that stuff is going down, man. So we're going to go into, you know, how they talk about the third temple and whatnot being built. That is actually a spiritual temple. It's not talking about, it's not talking about, it's not talking about like an actual physical temple being built. And that's what they're confirming over there right now. The small hats, the ones who say they're Esau, the ones they say they're Israel, Amalek, the first descendants of Esau, the Rothschilds, all these rich banking companies, and whose faces is on the dollar? Amalek, okay? Esau Edom, so-called white man, that's them. That's the first descendants that got all the bread. So we're going to watch and show you that they're talking about so-called building the third temple, and we're going to show you in the scriptures, the Lord didn't say the temple looked like this, man.
It is finally happening, guys. Jerusalem has officially announced that they are building the third Solomon temple. If this happens, the prophecy of the second coming of Jesus has now officially begun. Now, this update was given to us by Israel Heritage Foundation.
First of all, you know, it talks about a friend who's a friend of the world is an enemy of the Most High. It's got enmity with the Most High. So the fact you're seeing this is from a corporation and they got all this money, obviously the Lord's not dealing with them. And his name's not Jesus. You know, J's wasn't even invented until like the 1400s, 1500s. He was crucified 2,000 something years ago. So there's no way that's his name. And it says in the book of Acts, chapter 4, the 12th chapter, that by one name we must be saved. So it cannot be these people because they changing up everything. So as we continue,
where they basically run all the religious operations, and now they've announced something so big that the entire world is now terrified to see what's going to be happening next.
That very soon we will all see the building of the third temple in Jerusalem.
The table of showbread is ready.
Oh my
the menorah
God.
is ready. All of the golden pieces are ready. The third temple is ready.
Our job to bring and to build the third temple.
They're also planning to slaughter 5 red cows. That paves the way for the building of the third temple, replacing the Dome of the Rock.
The red heifers imported from Texas in 2022.
okay, so we're going to stop right there. We're going to show you that these people are not the people of the Lord, man, because this is not anything in prophecy that has anything to do with Yahawashi returning here. Okay, it has nothing to do with that. And the reason why they're trying to catch up, because their sources, they have this whole thing where they believe that this Pope right here that they got right now is the last Pope or whatever. Okay, these Edomites is not that damn important, man. They keep acting like they're so damn important. Y'all motherfuckers is not that important. But it says Pope Francis expected to die before Easter. Vatican resources say, right? And we know Easter is going off. Okay, there's nowhere in the scriptures. And there's a book called Esther, but it's not, they try to call it Easter. Okay, and Easter really is going into, it's supposed to go into the Passover. Okay, that's really what it is, the Pesach. The Passover is going into, us, basically putting the blood on the door stamps during, while we was in old Egypt. Okay, for judgment to pass over us. That's why today, to this day, we do Passover for what? For judgment to pass over us. And there ain't no reason he gonna have us another 1,000 years here. Okay, it said the second war was past, World War II, and the third war coming quickly. Ain't gonna take 1,000 years for World War III. When did World War I start? It was like in the beginning of the 1900s, right? 1918, 1919, 20-some years later, World War II. Now we over here 60-some years later, 70, 80 years, or actually it was like 80 years apart. No, it was about 40 years. And then World War II happened. Then you got another 80 years after that, and they talking about World War III, man. They ain't finna be no, and this time it's gonna be fought with missiles. It ain't gonna be like the other wars. Because everybody's got missiles now. And ain't nobody gonna be holding no damn missiles for 1,000 years. They test running these missiles every day. America just tested one too to try to show their power and might or whatever. Okay? They're gonna shoot these things. Okay? And that's what the scriptures speak of. Ain't gonna be no damn 1,000 years them just sitting around talking shit. Somebody's gonna shoot because this is how they are. Now we're gonna go into some precepts. I didn't mean for it to take that long, but you got to kind of break down stuff and explain stuff. We're dealing with, the third temple, and it's not just some doctrine you can just mention like, oh, the third temple's being built. They ain't got no precepts. They ain't pulling up no precepts. Nothing. Just like the golden calf is ready. These people is bullshit, man. They're not reading you no doctrine. Okay. You're supposed to read doctrine whenever you're talking about this stuff. You have to prove it and explain it. So, we're going to get to the point, but I'm going to start back. I'm going to start back one. Because this is what happened, last time when he went into the synagogue, Yahawashi, he went in the synagogue and he was angry. Okay, because they were doing what? They were selling all this shit. Okay, and that's how these new camps are. These camps are today. They selling preset packets. They telling people to pay for their Patreon. They doing all these different types of stuff. And they didn't even make the doctrine. They got the doctrine from the elders and apostles. And you don't see us out here doing that. We ain't out here like selling you the truth where you got to pay $500 for a class and shit. That's what a lot of these so-called prophets are doing. Like, pay us $500 and we'll teach you the truth. Right? This is what Yahawashi was mad about. Verse 15, and when he had made a scourge of small cords, and he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money, and overthrew the table. See, Yahawashi wasn't just weak, man. He was an austere man. And he went in there whooping ass. He didn't go in there on some weenie shit. He went in there fucking shit up. Okay? Verse 16, and said unto them that sold doves, take these things hence, make not my father's house of merchandise. And that's what a lot of these prophets that count slackness in the judgment that's coming, they got bread and they in there with their little interviews and they mic and everything looks all professional and they got their little logo like the Lord's just, needs him so bad to do his goddamn shit, whatever he's doing, whatever money he's making off of the truth. He needs it so bad for everybody to wake up or something when they ain't even teaching it right. Verse 17, his disciples remembered that it was written, the zeal of thine house have eaten me up, basically going into, you're supposed to have a zeal in this truth, not to be, making money off this thing. You're supposed to have a fire in your spirit that you actually want to see this thing happen, man. So that's why they were saying that, because they were saying, oh, we understand why the Lord wasn't fucking playing around when it came to this tabernacle. We're not supposed to be in here like living all comfortable and shit. It said we came here to suffer with Yahawashi. It said we glory in our infirmities. So you're not supposed to be stupid ass rich and shit. Verse 18, then answered to the Jews and said unto him, what sign showest thou unto us, seeing that thou doest these things, right? So the Jews, it was like, why'd you do that? Right? And he spoke to him in a parable. And Yahawashi answered and said unto them, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. Now, this is what Elazar was talking about right here. He was saying this, right? 3 days is talking about 3,000 years. He was crucified. That was, around 2,000 years ago. That's when the end time started. But this is what he didn't explain. You know, he didn't explain that the Lord said he's going to cut the time short. Okay. And he said the third woe coming quickly. He ain't gonna say that and then it just be 1,000 years later on or whatever. Like, no, he's gonna cut that shit short, like real short. Verse 20. Then said the Jews, it's gonna show you they didn't know what he was talking about. 40 and 6 years was this temple in building, and wilt thou tear it up in 3 days? Right? They would think he was like saying like something like real physical temple, because he went in there throwing the tables over and fucking it up. Okay, because that wasn't the way the temple was going to be built. It was going to be built through us, you so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, in the spirit. That's how it's being built. Verse 21, but he spake of the temple of his body. Okay, that's what he's talking about, his body, his people. That's why when it goes in the New Testament, it talks about the body, the ministry, the people of Yahawashi. That's his body. He's talking about building them up. And we're going to show you over here. You go to the 6th chapter. Chapter 6, verse 44. Because remember, he said 3 days, and we're going to show you, you know, that men are counting slackness because they thinking he's just going to wait 3,000 years. No, the Lord said he's going to come speedily. This is John chapter 6, verse 44, and it reads, no man can come to me except the Father which have sent me to draw him. Right? So that means that you can't just come into this truth. The Lord has to draw you into it. When you got these Christians, they be like, we chose to serve the Lord. Like, no, you didn't. The Lord chooses you. And I will raise him up at the last day. That's simple as that. He's going to raise us up. And it's the men. Okay? We're going to pull that one up too. It's men. It ain't no damn tower where it's just some random ass, you know, tower these damn Edomites built up when they've been going around slaughtering everybody, talking about it's ready to be built like they finna rule a righteous kingdom when they ass been here ruling wickedly the whole time. They're not gonna get to rule no more. Their ass is going into slavery. And we ain't here to try to prove it to you. You're gonna find out when we start busting your ass. Bahasham gets back here. John chapter 17, verse 6. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Right? He just said that there ain't nobody coming unless he sent them to come get us. If thine they were, then thou gavest them me. And what did he do? He made it to where they wouldn't reserve. They were reserved and they wouldn't put a knee down to this system. Okay? The beast system, NATO and the EU. Okay, and all that stuff originates from the small hats, man. These Edomites, that's their system. Okay, the ones that control money, power, and religion. And thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word. See, we didn't keep changing this shit up. Now they have known that all things whatsoever thou hast given me are of thee. So we have the actual doctrine from Yahawashi, and it came from the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And we're breaking it down to you how we know that it's close. This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 8, to show you that, you know, this is what it's talking about a day, you know, in that passage, in that parable, he was talking about 3,000 years, but we're going to show he's going to cut it short. And it's going to be real fucking short. It's going to be when everybody least expect it. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 8, but beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is one day. So that's how we know in that passage, you know, he's talking about actually 3,000 years. And the Jews was just confused because they were simple-minded. You know, they was like, what do you mean? You know, because Yahawashi didn't want everybody to get it. You know what I'm saying? Verse 9, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but long-suffering us were not willing that any should perish but that all should come repentance. And when it's talking about all, it's talking about, you know, the elect. Okay, because that's who he came for. Because we're going to show you right here. He said he was going to shorten it for the elect's sake. If he said he was going to shorten it for everybody, he would have said he would have shortened it for everybody. He ain't shortening it for everybody. We're going to go here first to show you that it's a temple not made with hands. Acts chapter 17, verse 24, right? Talking about his body. It's a spiritual body of people. And that's what we're going into, because we do class every Sunday, and we just go, Zaquan's got this book, and it's just every damn thing in that motherfucker. And we go over the basics. Sometimes we go into deeper scriptures. We go into sometimes just naming certain gods Jake worship, and we were going into certain gods. And when you think about some of these false gods that Jake worship, like when you two of them we named, one of the recent ones that we've talked about was Bacchus and Ashtoreth. Okay, and Ashtoreth is like a spirit that is in all these women that go out to the bar on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and they make themselves available. Okay, and that's why Friday is named after Freya, which is the fire goddess. Okay, she's a fire goddess, and that's why they get fired up for the weekend, and they go get all dressed and they go out to the club. And then Bacchus is for the men, they go out there and they all festivities and whatnot. And that spirit is as a whole. That's one body of people all over the earth moving like that every weekend. That's those spirits in the earth, just like the spirit of the Most High is in this tabernacle being built. It's all of us as a body. Okay, he ain't just dealing with these damn Edomites over here with this whack ass fucking building they building. He's dealing with a whole conglomerate amount of people across the four corners of the earth, mainly here in Babylon. Acts chapter 17, verse 24, the Most High made the world and all things therein, seeing that he is Lord in heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands. We just seen him going in there and throwing shit all over the place at one, back in the book of John. And now they over here trying to make another one. And he just said he don't live in one that's made with hands. Neither is he worshiped with men's hands, right? And they're doing this temple to do what? Glorify that the Lord's dealing with them. This is going off. As though he needed anything, seeing he give it to all life and breathe and breath and all things, and have made of one blood all nations of men for to dwell on the face of the earth, and have determined the times before appointed and the bounds of their habitation, right? He's already said all that, but he told us he was going to shorten it, right? We're going to read it so we can get the whole thought that he's putting out. Verse 727, that they should seek the Lord. Who's they? The elect, because that's the only people who are going to understand it. If haply they might feel after him and find him, though he be not far from every one of us. Talking about the elect still. Hopefully, Lord willing, we are that number. Verse 28, for in him we live and move and have our being, as certain also of your own poets have said, for we are also his offspring, right? Offspring is talking about seed line. Okay, that's going into. Now we're going to go to the blue letter, and we're going to go to it to show you when he's talking, who he's talking about is the elect. He ain't talking about everybody. That's why there's a term in the Bible, the elect. And that's mainly who we talk about. That's who we're trying to reach, okay? And we're not trying to reach them, we're reaching them. The Lord said his word is not going to go out void. We're shedding this light, and the Lord's making it see who's supposed to see it. And then, some people who's watching it, they're getting condemned because they don't believe. And it said watch. It said watch because you don't know when he comes. And he said there's going to be many signs that you're going to see just before he comes. And one of them was damn World War III, man. And they talking about it on headline news every day. Okay. And they keep trying to act like it's going to be all peace and shit. When you go look up all these other little articles, it'd be all types of people dying and shit all the time. It's not going to be a lovely year, man. It's finna get real, especially right after Passover. So, Matthew chapter 24, verse 20, and it reads, but pray ye, and let's do the red letter. It's all Yahawashi speaking. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Right? This is going into Jacob's trouble. For then shall be, which is found in Jeremiah 30, verse 7. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. So that's how we know this isn't a time we haven't experienced. You got some jakes out here, since they got a little job or they got money or they comfortable here, You're like, I already went through enough. The Lord already put me through Jacob's trouble. He ain't dealing with your one little ass. He's dealing with all of us. There ain't no way we went through Jacob's trouble. Jake, little weak ass, his girlfriend break up, we lose his job and his car break down. You think he went through Jacob's trouble? He ain't went through shit, boy. Verse 22, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. Before the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So if we still here for another 1,000 years, there ain't no way the fuck we're going to make it out of here, man. There ain't no way we're going to make it out of here. He said he's going to shorten those days. Say he was going to shorten them. We're going to look that up. Shortened. Okay? He's going to cut it short. Because if he doesn't, then we're fucked. Like Esau Edom's got a whole lot of dangerous weapons and stuff, man. These people was about to come down hard on Jake. They're already changing all the flags and the Confederate flags. You think they're going to wait 1,000 years to destroy Jake? Fuck no. They're going to move quick as possible because they know they only got a short time. There's chariots flying all over the place, so-called UFOs, there's chariots in the Bible. They're flying all over the place and they're seeing that shit. They're like, we got to move. Lord ain't finna be on some get these motherfuckers a whole another 1,000 years. And when you look up in the book of Daniel, it talks about the statue and it goes all the way down. In the second chapter, it talks about the iron and potter's clay at the bottom. That's divided Rome. That's where we're at right now. Divided Rome, which is the last one before the rock hits the whole goddamn statue and blows it up. And then the mountain fills the whole earth, which is talking about the nation of Israel rising from the ashes. We ain't got no damn 1,000 years. He's going to cut it short. Old Rome lasted 1,000 years. Okay, the new Rome ain't going to even last 200, 300 years. They're not going to even last 300. Okay, and we're coming on 250. And it said the average empire lasts about 250 years. And the Lord's this particular one, it said that he measured it carefully and is going to blow this bitch up. We're going to read about it.
Strong's G 2856. Kalabao. Kalabao.
So he's going to kalabao the time, which means to mutilate, shorten, abridge, curtail, mutilate, right? So that's like a violent way of shortening it. It's going to be a violent way of shortening it. Okay, we're going to look that word up. You know, for edification's sake. What's the point of telling you to repent if your ass ain't even going? What's the point of telling us Jacob's trouble coming? We ain't going to be here. Mutilate, inflict a violent and disfiguring injury on. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about like really fucking up this time, man. And how do we know? Because Esau Edom and them were trying to build a third temple and try to make it seem like they're Israel. They're trying to, you know, basically create their birthright. And they're doing that right now. And all this other shit is going on to show you that shit's going down. But we're going to go into something else to show you that they ass is finna be grass, man. You ain't finna give it a whole lot of time. Revelation chapter 18. Verse 7, he was like, yeah, between here and 1,000 years. No, it's really like between here and like 5 years. It could really be like 3 years. Like, there ain't no way we fucking making it to no damn 2050 here, man. There's no fucking way. There's no way. Okay, the BRICS is formed. In like over 10 years, there's half the nation are over there. Jaquan, he's put someone on the chat. North Korea issued a nuclear threat to Babylon the Great, which means all of them over there are issuing warnings to this place. There ain't no empty ass threats. North Korea been testing nukes for the last 2 years. You go look up how many nukes they done shot off in the ocean. It's been quite a few. You know, I remember when I was doing lessons on every time they shot one, I pointed that shit out. It was at least 100 of them bitches. Okay, so they're not playing. Okay, and they're mad because of what America Babylon the Great has done to them over time. And the other nations are pissed too. Revelation 18 verse 7. This is talking about America Babylon the Great. And it reads, how much she have glorified herself. She lives deliciously, right? That's why you got these jakes in here. They got all this money, so they're like, it could be 1,000 years. You know, it's looking good, but shit can change. What do you fucking mean shit gonna change? The Lord said he's not slack concerning his problem. Ain't shit gonna change. You finna blow this bitch up soon. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, which is talking about about your mind. Okay, that's that word lob, which is talking about your mind. I sit as a queen, I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and in famine, and she'll be utterly burned with fire and strong as the Lord Yahawashi who judges her. So in that one day, he's going to bring it. And remember, he said a day is 1,000 years, right? But really, that's talking about, like, you know, he's going to shorten it, because he said he's going to shorten it. And it said right here, hold on. Hold on. That's not the one I want. Yeah, okay. So it's a little bit down more. You go to Revelation. Yeah, we'll just keep going down. Verse 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her. So even though they're making money off this place, we talked about this the other day, they still gonna shoot missiles at this bitch and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. So it's gonna be cut short. That's what it's saying. And you know, you could think of 1 hour, you know, if 1,000 is a day to the Lord, 1 hour could be like 40 years, 50 years. And that's how long that the apostles and them has been teaching around that time. And they've done all the work. Like there's so many people that's woken up to this truth, and still to this day, you got brothers everywhere. And the first 10 years, they were just prophesying in the wind. And now look at all of us out here teaching the same doctrine. That's showing you that this quick, because he said he's going to raise these men up when? In the last day, not the last days, in the last day. Like he going to raise them up in this time where it's like, I'm finna come. Because what's the point? Every time he's came against the place, he sent the prophets to prophesy against it, and then shit happened, man. He always did that. He never just did it and then nothing happened and shit. Like it's going to go down. You know, but he said some people count slackness because what? He was waiting on some of us to wake up, like us young brothers and shit. And still people that are here today, a couple other people, whatever, who's waking up, who he wants to wake up. You know? And then we're gonna show you right here. It's gonna be sudden. It's over here in the Old Testament, Psalm 64, verse 7. He goes all over the scriptures talking about, you know what I'm saying? He's going to destroy this place quickly, man. It ain't going to be no damn, y'all get to just sit around here and be damn demons. And like we said, it's coming on 250 years, and the old Rome lasted 1,000 years. Cutting it short couldn't be 500 years, because I would be cutting it in half. Short would be like, what, a fourth of the time? Less than that. See what I'm saying? This could be the damn last year. So if you cutting something short that lasted 1,000 years last time, that means that's not going to last no longer than 250 years, man. It's going to be somewhere around there. That's what we're saying. We ain't got a whole lot of time, you know. And you got Esau, Edom, and them doing articles on it, you know. Talking about America is considered as an empire. And empires don't last longer than 250 years, especially the ones today when they're destabilizing all the countries and they're fucking doing everything fucked up and putting all this fucked up shit in the food. Hell no, they ain't gonna last. It's in Psalms chapter 64, verse 6. They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart, which is their mind, is deep, right? They try to see how to get Jake to go off. But what happens? Verse 7, but the Most High shall shoot them with the arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded, right? That's what's going to happen to this place. It's going to get wounded. And when you look up that word arrow, okay, he's talking about shooting this arrow at this kingdom, man. He's going to weaken this kingdom. And he's already doing it right now. Dollars falling, all this other shit's happening. Countries are, they're breaking away from this place with the BRICS. And this place is divided. The Republican and Democrats are divided here. They ain't rocking with each other.
Strong's H 2671.
Right? Hates. And it
Hates.
says arrow, right? Thunderbolt, wound, right? You're going to go to the root word. Okay? Of course, it's in Syrian Hebrew. You're gonna go to the root word. And it's Cossats. We're gonna click the button anyways.
Strong's H 2686. Chatzats.
It says to be cut off, to be finished, cut off in the midst, to distribute, chop into, pierce or sever. Okay, that's what he's doing right now. That's why there's so much division in the U.S. And then there's another article that I got. It was I don't know if I pulled it up. We might not go into it, but in Ohio, a whole bunch of skinheads, they went in there and they just like fucking started throwing people out of their houses and shit, talking about they was the police. So they rioting over there in the town, in the city in Ohio. Them damn Nazi motherfuckers. So shit is going down, man. Over here it says mass well deaths and more fishy signs of the apocalypse. Weird but true, right? So everybody's talking about the apocalypse. Okay. All these little articles and stuff. Over 150 false killer whales, a species of oceanic dolphins, were found stranded on a beach in Australia. And we were seeing millions. They said there was millions of fish that they found in one area in Australia. It was just laying all over the place, and in China, and several other places that we mentioned. And the scriptures talk about that. You can use the animals for signs to know if the earth is it's about to go through some shit. Okay, and they're not taking care of the earth, man. They're not taking care of the earth at all. And if the Lord don't come and intervene, ain't nobody gonna make it, man. Ain't nobody gonna make it. Job chapter 12, verse 7. But ask now the beasts, and they shall teach thee, and the fowls of the air, and they shall tell thee. Or speak to the earth, and it shall teach thee, and the fishes of the sea shall declare unto thee. Declare what? Declare when shit's going down, which is like, judgment is coming. Okay. That's why when they made movies like Leave the World Behind, and they had all the deer just standing out there looking at them and shit. That's the kind of shit that's going down right now. That's why they're making movies about it. Because it's the Lord warning Israel. I'm finna pull up. I got all the animals doing this kind of shit so you can see that something's wrong, okay? And that's Jacob's trouble coming. And they trying to act like shit's going to be all good. We're going to show you it's not. It said White House suggests Russia-Ukraine war may end this week, right? White House press secretary suggested that Russia-Ukraine conflict could end this week. She returned from the CPAC and told reporters the president, his team is very much focused on continuing negotiations with both sides of this war to end the conflict, and the president is very confident he get it done this week. And it's not going to happen, okay? Because they're all doing what? They're under Russia. They're following Russia, okay? So whatever North Korea and all them other people are saying, Russia, China, Saudi Arabia, Venezuela, all of them are in on it. All of them are rocking with whatever they're saying. It's just like if you had a homeboy and all your homeboys was together and there was some homeboys over there that y'all wasn't fucking with. One of them was like, well, we gonna shoot missiles at y'all ass. You ain't gonna look at your homeboy and be like, don't say that, bro. No, you gonna shoot missiles with their ass if you got them. Because that's your people. North Korea issues nuclear threat to the U.S. They not fucking playing. North Korea has issued a threat to the U.S. saying it will counter the enemy's strategic threat with our strategic means, which is shooting missiles at this motherfucker. And that's the scriptures, man. That's the scriptures. We're going to show you that this battle is going to be fought with missiles. It ain't going to be fought with no damn, you know, how it used to be. And there's even people that, you know, don't even read the Bible. And what they always say, they say World War IV is going to be fought with sticks and stones because everything's going to get blown up. That's what they're saying. But that stuff is biblical. And that's why they're issuing threats. You ain't going to issue no threat and then not do that shit until 1,000 or 100 years later. Like, that shit is not going to take that long. Shoot. They had the Biggie Pac war out there for damn 5 years or something, and then Pac got shot, Biggie got shot. It was not no damn 100 years and shit. Like, you know, Isaiah 9:5, for every battle of the warriors with confused noise, right? You had all the people with the swords clean and fighting, and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. See? And who's going to be the wood? The people. And it's going to be mainly trying to get 2/3 because they asses don't want to repent. Right? We're going to go down to 19. Through the wrath of the Lord and the host, and after the Lord of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as the fuel of the pot fire. No man shall spare his brother. And that's what he's doing. He's dividing everybody. He's dividing the elect from everybody else. Especially here in America, Babylon the Great. And while he's doing that, he's judging people, man. He's judging people who think like shit is just all good, man. Like this. You know, we could have went into Joel chapter 2 and we go over it numerous times, but we won't go into it today. Maybe we'll just do a small video on it tomorrow or something. At least 3 people killed and 79 injured after roof collapses at shopping mall. So they was just at a shopping mall and the whole thing just collapsed on their ass. And, you know, it's probably more dead than that. Who knows? Because I seen a picture of it. I don't know if I can find it. But it was a picture like the whole damn, like everything. Like people fell off in that shit, man. You know? This is judgment from Yahawashi because everybody's thinking they're safe. And the Lord's bringing plagues everywhere. And he's saving America, Babylon the Great for last. But this place is getting plagued too. Just people don't be talking about it over here. They just be talking about, oh yeah, things are looking good. What do you mean? Like it can change. The Lord is not, he said, Malachi 3:6, the Lord don't change. He said when he visits the earth, he said the plagues is not going to stop. He said they're not going to return unto him. He's going to send them plagues to destroy the earth, man. You know, and not say like literally blow it all the way up, but like destroy the wicked kingdoms on the earth. Okay. Ultimately in America, Babylon the Great. Chlorea outbreak kills 58, sickens more than 1,000 people over 3 days in Sudan. So these are the kind of things that's going on in the earth, man. So these people are not in a mindset of having peace over there, man. They're ready to go to war. Okay, they haven't been living comfortable lives and shit. And even over here in Babylon, that's why you got talks of civil war breaking out. So we're going to pull up this, we're going to close out. But he said he going to shorten the time, man. He ain't finna damn be having us to fuck up out here for no damn 1,000 years. For what? We've learned our lesson. What's the point of bringing us into the truth if we still living out our punishment? Like, he just gave us all knowing things, you know. And he said in that day, he said he was going to raise up the tabernacle to do what? Deliver us. He ain't going to say he's going to raise up the tabernacle and then we just die and then have to keep coming back here and then just hearing him say he's going to come get us and he not come get us and shit. That's retarded. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And that's what we're seeing. They're not going to escape this judgment coming. Why? Because they ass is counting slackness. They want to think that they can just keep living their life like the Lord ain't coming to jack this bitch up real soon. And he's not playing, man. He said he was going to cry as a travailing woman and devour this place at once. And it's going to be when everybody least expected. And this is definitely the time for that. It's definitely the time for that. Even they had, what's his name? Kendrick Lamar's sellout ass. He was at the Super Bowl talking about everybody going to get judged. That's some of the first lines he was saying when he rapped it. Like that's, and everybody's over here talking about some subliminal. He's talking about, you know, bringing whatever, uniting America. Yeah, all these people giving all these damn, like, nah. The main thing you need to know is that everybody knows judgment is coming. If you don't, if you think we got another 1,000 years or 100 years here or 20 years here, your ass is going to get caught lacking. Because the elect ain't thinking like that, man. They're not thinking like that. It's going to happen way sooner than that. He said it's going to be a thief in the night. It's going to be no damn 1,000 years. I don't know what they talking about. The Lord said he's going to cut this place short and a whole bunch of different lessons, man. Whole different bunch of different scriptures. The day of the Lord is all over the scriptures. You know? That's why even in the beginning, he said there ain't even no reason for him to write to us no more. And they are still writing for us, so we can be sure that this wasn't no damn time to be playing around. Because everybody's saying peace. You got the news off saying, yeah, the war might end over there in Ukraine. And you know what's going to happen if it ends? It's going to be a treaty. It's going to be a treaty, and they're going to find out that Russia won. So Russia's going to establish whatever they want. And they finna start hitting America with this war, man. And Great Britain is too. All of them are gonna start coming at this place, man. You know, America, Babylon the Great has a lot of enemies. Y'all better start watching them damn James Bond's movie thinking that America's cool with everybody and shit. Motherfuckers, people don't like this place no more. So Shalom to like to Israel, hopefully like to Israel, Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, foreign Israelites, elected the nation scattered across the four corners of the earth. I even seen a representative lady too. It was a representative lady saying she was saying she hated America, and she said she hoping Canada and somebody else basically shit works out for them. Okay, because America been fucking everybody over. But like we're saying, I'm gonna give our praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Double honor sales and apostles, great millstone, let us all to the truth. You know, been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all the part of the elect, to the hopeful elect. Peace and blessings to the elect. Kwam Yasharala, Wa Ababa Baal, Lord one is edifying. And if you think that this third temple is not a sign that the end is coming, then, you know, because that's how he's doing it. He's making it to where they're making moves determine off how quick the elect is waking up, because they know that the elect is waking up, man. They know the elect is almost sealed, you know. And what we mean by sealed is if they did everything that the Lord told them to do on the planet to reach out to everybody they were supposed to reach out to, whether they forbeared or didn't forbear. And it's easy. It's not as hard as it used to be because we have the internet, we have the unicorn. You know, that's what we call it in the Bible. That's what's called in the Bible when you're reading the book of Job, but we ain't gonna go into it. But since we have this, we don't have to go everywhere and shit. We can just do it right here every day. And we're doing lessons around the clock. So eventually all y'all is gonna see our ass. And that's all it's gonna take. And some of us is wearing 100 quadrillion fucking chains out here. So you can't act like you ain't see no Israelites. Kwam Yasharala, Shalom.